Okay.
Now you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see how that works. There we are.
I look nasty.
Move into the frame of the shot a little bit better. Street, you guys had a snow day. It didn't snow at all.
It's horrible outside.
That after, oh my goodness. So it was after 3 o'clock though. It didn't really start until after 3 o'clock.
Well, that just wouldn't have been enough time to get home.
Okay.
I'm just glad I didn't have to work.
To do what? Make cupcakes? That was, well, listen, I wasn't going to let you go anyway.
Well, yeah.
Oh, so that's some big news. Can we tell the people?
Tell them what?
You got a job. Yeah. That's big. Street, I had a job when I was in high school.
I know, and you saved up your money and got a car.
No, that's not what I did.
Then how'd you get your stick shift?
Well, yeah, okay, so that's partly true. That's partly true. But the main thing I bought was a pair of sneakers. Because that's all I could afford. I did save some of it. You're trying to spend your money, man. I don't want you to spend your money.
I just want a new phone.
You're not going to get a phone with the money you're making there. So we'll get you a phone. You just got to wait. I don't have a phone. My phone is 4 years old.
My phone's even older.
All right. Well, you just got a job.
Okay.
My phone, I have an iPhone 6.
I have an iPhone 5. And
they're on 7.
Off.
They went to 8. They skipped 9. They went all the way to 10.
That's not the iPhone 10. It's the iPhone X.
It's an iPhone 10, man.
Oh, is that a Roman numeral for 10?
Are you sure you about to graduate high school? Because good gravy. It's an iPhone 10. They skipped 9 altogether.
Because 9 is an ugly number.
I guess you're right.
7's I guess 7's a lucky number, but 7's an ugly number too.
So you can't be spending your money, man. What's the rule? What did I tell you to do?
Save half of it.
Tell people. Speaking to the mic. You're not supposed to. Oh my goodness. Don't eat Frosted Flakes, crunching cereal on a podcast, man. That's just ridiculous. Good gravy, man.
Can I see?
What, this little thing? Yeah, I'll let you see that later. Cutie pie. Shree, so what's the good word? Tell me about your new job.
It's fine. I like it better than those 2 days I worked at Strawberry Fields.
So I guess people know what Strawberry Fields is, right?
Strawberry Fields is a frozen yogurt place in Maplewood.
All right. You think is it a chain? Or is it just one?
Yeah, it's a chain, I think.
So what was the difference?
It's been 2 years since I last really stepped foot in there. So
okay. So without telling on people, what's the big difference?
It's so when you're working at Strawberry Fields, there are 2 of you working, 2 employees at the same time. So usually, I was working with some other boy who was kind of annoying, and I would do the register and ring people up and stand there for the whole time, and he would go back and I don't even remember, clean the machines when they needed to be cleaned.
Okay.
And we'd switch off every hour. And it was first of all, it was boring. Second of all, my manager
Second of all,
was rude. He was so mean. Yeah.
okay.
It was just boring. And then there was this guy who would come after closing and
I told you without telling on people.
Okay.
Tell me what the difference is. You don't talk about specific people like that. They know who you are. What if they try to come slash your tires or something?
I don't have a car.
You be driving and somebody else's car and they slash those tires.
Anyway, so
you forgot your train of thought. Okay.
At Able Baker, the bakery that I work at, I am always doing something.
Mm-hmm.
So the hours go by really quick, and everyone's very nice. And at my old job, I couldn't ask questions without someone being like, don't hire anybody new then. Like, if you want me to do a good job, I'm going to ask questions.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So was the first thing that I liked when I was doing orientation with my boss, he said, we will be annoyed if you don't ask questions. So always ask questions, no matter how small or how stupid you think they are. So that's exactly what I've been doing. And it's helping me get the hang of the job a lot quicker because I've only been there for a week.
Okay.
And yeah. And sometimes when there are like cakes or cookies left over that we can't put away,
right,
I just get them for free. Okay. And we get free drinks, and we have like a 30% off discount for food.
Okay.
And
you bought some cakes home.
Yeah, and you wasted them all.
I didn't waste them. They were like half eaten, all of them.
They were not half eaten. I even wrote on the box that they're not eaten. They're just cut in half.
But I can't. I'm trying to watch my figure.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
You're not trying to watch your figure. Look at this burnt piece of Frosted Flakes. Isn't that gross? Can they see that?
Well, every Frosted Flake can't be perfect. Every Frosted Flake is
ew.
its own unique.
Would you want to? That is so gross.
It's just burnt. That's all.
Nasty to me. Would you want to eat that?
I would have eaten it. No, because I bought the food.
Because you wouldn't have noticed that.
Because I'm eating it. See, when somebody else is buying your food, you just waste it. Be all kinds of food.
It's one Frosted Flake.
Good gravy.
Speaking of wasting, Dad wasted an entire box.
I'm already. Listen, I'm trying to get back in shape, man.
No,
and you're trying to mess me up. Oh, Shree, do you like my new
coasters?
Coasters? I've never had coasters before. So Shree.
Yes.
Did you see this Parkland thing, man?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Don't look at me like that.
Because why wouldn't I?
Because we haven't talked about it. So what do you think about that?
I think that this is, I don't know. We've been having school shootings for decades.
Right.
White boys have been shooting up schools for
Why would we even say that?
Because who else is shooting up schools?
I mean,
nobody.
It has nothing to do with
that demographic.
It has nothing to do with that.
Anyway, so and also I saw that school shooters are getting younger and younger with each shooting, or just shooters in general. And every single time out,
our neighbor is snow blowing.
What? That doesn't. Why would he be snow blowing if it's gonna snow for the rest of the day?
Right, you hear that, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't he know we're podcasting right now?
Anyway,
All
Trump.
right, let me try. I want to try to see if I set this up right. Did I do that? Okay.
Anyway, it's just, I don't know. Trump has proposed everything, every single option, but just banning assault rifles. And like, why would a normal person need an assault rifle?
All right, but he can't just ban.
Then who is doing?
It's in the Constitution. You can have a gun.
But is that? I feel like that's up for, like, you could just interpret that in a different way. The Second Amendment, the right to bear arms. That's, first of all, it's outdated. We don't really need to bear arms. If nobody was bearing arms, nobody would get shot. So I wouldn't feel the need to have a gun.
Then we have law. The government has guns, and then they come and take all your stuff. You have no way of defending yourself.
So I'm gonna shoot the government if they try to come and take my stuff.
Yep.
When does that ever happen?
It happens all over the world. It happens.
But we're talking about the United States.
It happens. It happened in the United. Why do you think they put it in the, in the thing in the first place?
The Constitution was established when? What's that on the Bill of Rights? Ratified.
Listen, the people have spoken.
1791.
All right, the people have spoken. We've had a long time. We've had over 200 years to correct it. We clearly want guns.
I think the people have spoken in that they let a grown man shoot up some 4 and 5-year-old babies, and America was like, I still want my guns. Nothing's gonna change. Some 17-year-olds got shot. That's nothing compared to, that's just not gonna move anyone. After babies got shot and everybody was like, well, I kind of still want my gun.
Yeah, that's messed up. I mean, it's messed up. What do you propose, though?
I don't think heightening the age limit is necessary or effective. One, because who was the Sandy Hook shooter, and how old was he?
He was a grown man. He was a grown man.
Adam Lanza. 20 children between 6 and 7.
I agree with you, man. But just like this Parkland thing, I mean, this feels a little different. People are paying attention. I don't know why you can go up and somebody, some person for whatever reason wants to go and shoot up a elementary school and a movie theater. James Holmes. I mean, it happens. I mean, people who just open fire on innocent people.
He's still in jail.
You can't explain why it happens, but every time it happens, nothing changes.
Well, right, and so I just don't think anything's going to change. They're going to keep saying they were just troubled kids and they needed help and nobody gave it to them. So now we're going to do background checks. It's just because people who are in charge of the regulations placed on guns are the same people that NRA lobbyists are shoving just heaps of money into their pocket.
But Sri, people are voting politicians in. People are. The NRA isn't voting people in. People are. People want guns. And the messed up thing is, if you want your guns, you also, I'm not saying you want it, but this is a consequence of having an armed society. You're going to have every now and again it's 300 million people in the country. There are going to be a few of them that aren't going to be right in the head.
More
And
than a
they're
few.
Now, here's the thing about that. I do feel like, I mean, they've even actually said this because this is going to court. Like, what does this Second Amendment really mean? Does it mean you can have any gun you want? And what they said was, no. It doesn't mean you can have any gun you want, but then you have to go to state governments and how people get guns and how they go about it and stuff like that. It's a hard fight.
So is it?
You now they said, now I don't agree with this because when I read the Constitution, it doesn't say that to me. It says
People choose to read it incorrectly.
right. That's what. But the Supreme Court chose to do that, so now it is what it is. That is the interpretation. The interpretation of the Second Amendment is that individuals have a right to have firearms.
Why does
Now,
the
that's not
Supreme
exactly
Court-
what the Second Amendment says. The Second Amendment says that states can form militias. It doesn't sound anything to me like.
I just think that that's what I was saying. It's outdated. 1, 2, it wasn't worded specifically enough.
Right. Like you said, it was 17, what?
91.
Wherever.
Everything that was established in 1791 is probably outdated. So
I can't argue with that, Sri.
but
What do we do, man? What do we do? I don't know
the
if
bare minimum we can do is to make assault rifles and AR like military weapons. It's in the title. It's an assault rifle. What other purpose does an assault rifle have other than to kill people? So if I'm selling a 19-year-old an assault rifle, I'm consenting to him. I'm like, oh, you're probably gonna shoot up a bunch of people, right? You're not going hunting.
yeah.
It's an assault military rifle. Like, nobody needs that but people in the military, where it's okay to kill people.
Is it okay to kill people? That's another discussion. All right, so listen.
But
Now-
it doesn't make any sense. And to raise the minimum age,
a lot of the shooters are young.
okay, but the Sandy Hook shooter was 20.
So in a lot of places they're proposing raising it to 21.
Do you think it would have gotten less crazy if?
Well, that's what I wanted to talk about, is that people say, oh, well, we need more. We don't need less guns. We need more mental health assistance.
But didn't Donald Trump pass some sort of bill or something, or revoke something that something was finding? I don't know. He did something that was detrimental to the mental health
He made it harder
budget or whatever.
Right. They made it harder to get assistance for mental illness. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the thing that nobody's talking about. Do you know how hard it is with the standard in the psychological community is to have someone committed as a danger to society or a danger to themselves? That's very hard. That's very hard to do. People have mental illness. People walking around who are functioning have mental illness. Likely, I mean, even this latest kid, but a lot of those people, the guy in Las Vegas, people were walking around like, yo, I didn't see this coming. Maybe he has some mental illness, but at a level where nobody was even able to tell. That is not the answer for guns. They are separate issues. Yes, we do need more assistance for mental health, but that doesn't also mean we need to do something about how we handle guns in this country, right? Listen, the fight, it's a hard fight to say that we need a gun ban. That's a hard fight. I just don't think it's winnable. But we need to do something, man. I mean, this can't happen.
I don't think anything's gonna happen. The things that are happening are probably gonna make things worse. He's trying to add more guns to the equation. He was like, let's just arm the teachers. So are the teachers mentally stable?
And so like a week later, a teacher had a gun shooting up the school. So, okay, now the teacher shooting up the school, hey, we should arm students because, you got to.
Right. That's what I'm saying. They will do anything but subtract guns from the equation. They think, I was watching this video. I forget, it was like the Fine Brothers. They do kids react and adults react to it. So there was this old man. There's just a specific demographic of people who are very for their guns. I'm not going to be specific. But
right, let's watch this. I'm sorry. I want to watch this video real quick. Let's if I can see this is I'm trying to do too many things.
So I'll continue.
Okay.
So he said,
no more guns! No more guns! No more guns!
We shouldn't have had to endure this as children. Any school district, any school in general should not have to endure the grief and sadness that Stoneman Douglas had to, that Sandy Hook had to, that Columbine had to. There should be none of those, and still there should only have been one for there to be a change.
See, are these kids? These are high school kids, sure, I think. Calls for action get louder as the Parkland community grieves. I have to say, like, this is one thing that I think is good is that kids are standing up. Kids your age, you'll be voting, man. How old are you again?
I'm 17.
You're almost 18. You're almost of voting age, man. So, like, listen, if this is an issue that's important to you, you need to find out what your representatives believe in and vote accordingly. I mean, I think we live in an area where, your senator and your representative are for some kind of controls on guns. But, there are other places where that's not the case. It's hard to justify this, man. It's hard to justify this when this keeps happening over and over again. I don't know, Sri, but I don't. But at the same time, I don't have a solution. I have suggestions, but it's going to be up to your people.
Well, let's look up my people.
Wait a second. Let me do this. Your kid people. All right, go ahead.
Okay, how most mass shootings by country.
All right, let me. Ad blocker. Got to have it on there. All right. I already know the answer to this, right?
Well,
go ahead.
Okay.
Wow.
Americans own nearly half, 48% of the estimated 650 million civilian-owned guns worldwide.
48%. And we are 4% of the population or something like that?
That's unnecessary, one. Clearly, we can't handle that responsibility. We shot up little babies and people watching a movie and just people walking on the street and 17-year-olds and then 17-year-olds again.
But I don't know, man.
Americans own more guns per capita than residents of any other country. So,
but maybe they're wrong and we're right.
We should shoot up more people.
That's not what I said. Yeah, so we're 5% of the world's population.
But we hold 31% of global mass shooters.
31% of global mass shooters.
Clearly, we are doing something wrong.
Maybe the gun ownership isn't the issue. Maybe there's some other issue.
You know how in psychology, they're like correlation does not equal causation?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying.
But that doesn't apply to this at all. At all.
Are you sure?
Maybe our sense of entitlement to material things.
Listen,
is part of the equation.
Your grandparents grew up in the South, and I can remember when I was a kid, like a little kid, and can you stop like your personal business? all on the internet.
If you didn't say anything, nobody would have noticed.
All right, so my grandfather, I think he passed away when I was 6. But my memory of him is so vivid, and I can remember he taught me how to shoot a gun. He taught me how to shoot a rifle.
Okay.
It's a part of the culture, man. It's
I don't care. I don't
you
care.
know, it's a part of people's life. Can't take that away from them. The flip side is another idea about this is, listen, I see what happens all over the world where the citizens are not armed. They don't have a way to defend themselves. And sometimes these governments go bananas, man. Do whatever they want. So I'm not saying even having one gun is going to prevent the government that has nukes. Like, I'm going to battle that, but it's, you know, it's just the idea of it.
Wow, we are double Finland. Okay, gun homicide rates are
South Korea,
25.2
0.
times higher, and
Japan,
clearly,
0.
How the fact?
UK,
think about how many South
0.
Koreans there are. Think about how many people are in South Korea, how many people are in Japan.
Well, these are small countries.
So what?
Canada
so
only
what?
has 30 million people.
But who cares? Like, our numbers still aren't justified. We have
Norway, 0.
These are other high-income countries. Unintentional suicides and undetermined. That's very large still. How can they see this?
The suicide thing is like bananas as well.
Look at that. How do I scroll to the right?
I don't know. I set it up like this. I set it up bad. I just set it up for the videos, but they can kind of see it.
Worldwide, the countries and with the highest gun homicide rates are in Central and South America. So what are we doing differently from these other countries? Probably every other country in the world. What are we doing differently?
I don't know. I mean, the most obvious thing is that we have just more guns per person.
We also have more access to guns.
Yeah. But the resistance to changing that is so high. Like,
well, think about how many uneducated people there are on this planet, or just in the country, in the Midwest, in the South.
what does that have to do with anything?
Those are the people who were like, I kind of want my gun.
The boy who shot up the babies was in Connecticut Street. That has nothing to do with anything. You got such a stereotype. You've offended a whole swath of the country. That's like saying the deplorable thing.
Huh?
You a Yankee.
No. I want to see this YouTube video.
All right. Oh, sorry. Fine, brothers. I'm really upset about the neighbor snow blowing. It's still snowing, dude.
What is wrong? They do weird things. What if they see this?
It is still snowing. It's still soft.
It's gonna be snowing for several more hours.
Yeah.
What sense does this make? Wait, what are you doing?
I don't want it to play because it's recording.
Okay.
This looks crazy. All right. After this, I want to talk about something happy. What are you looking for?
I'm trying to find it.
But tell me, just describe what you're looking for.
He just has different generations react to.
So you talking to the mic though.
He just has different generations react to the Parkland shooting.
Put reaction, yeah. Is that it?
Here it is, yeah. Generations react to gun control.
All right, let me control this.
I kind of want to fast forward a little bit though.
All right. So like
but
kids.
even like this younger girl is talking about some stupid.
All right, I'm just gonna start.
If you hear their argument, it's just dumb. Like, I always try to put myself in another person's shoes, but these people are just making up stupid excuses.
Right. All right, I'm gonna just Play it.
It was like, I'm so glad you're not in school anymore because it's just so scary.
I turned 18 the day after. Woke up to the news that my best friend was gone.
That's traumatizing. This makes me so sad.
And I don't understand why I could still go in a store and buy a weapon of war. An AR.
Our baby's buying weapons of war.
I was reading today
at 18.
How do we not stop this after Columbine, after Sandy Hook? I'm sitting with a mother that lost her son. It's still happening.
Too many lives have been lost because of this.
Our priorities are in the wrong place.
In Australia, there was a shooting at a school in 1999. You know, after that, they took a lot of ideas, they put legislation together, and they stopped it.
Yeah.
Can anyone here guess how many shootings there have been in the schools since then in Australia? Zero.
Zero. That's right, baby. Zero.
Zero.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Wait, but you didn't see the part.
All right, so just fast forward.
Yeah, to after their. Because you'd be surprised how many people are saying the same stupid stuff. And sometimes I feel that these people aren't real, and then someone I know or like kids my age will say, I don't know.
So just give me an example of what you mean. What do you mean same stupid stuff?
Like, it's the person, not the gun. Like, it's both. If I was like the Sandy Hook shooter,
right?
He sucked, but like he also had a gun, so he was able to affect other people. He can suck on his own, but he chose to unleash that onto several families and kill a bunch of little kids.
Yeah. It's bananas.
So, I'll show you.
It's not. It's time to actually directly address the issue and start talking about gun control.
Another 10, 20 years. Like that's
the old guy.
Until my age
guy.
demographic hits that age requirement to become a member of office. So give it another 10, 20 years.
Just,
like that's when real change is going to happen. Because right now, like our politicians are too money hungry and too self-indulged for themselves to do anything about it.
We know that you are a gun owner yourself. What is your stance when you hear people talking about this issue?
Well, I can see their frustration in it. The best defense against evil men is good men skilled in violence.
Skilled in violence.
Are allowed and can. We can stop these situations. The more good people that have guns, the less likely that bad people will be able to get away with as much.
So as a teen in high school now,
That's all I need.
How have the school shootings affected your school experience?
Is that not the dumbest thing you've ever heard? And millions of people are arguing that exact thing.
You gotta.
How badly do you need your little toy?
Listen, people believe that.
It's embarrassing.
I mean, I'll give you an example. So the Las Vegas shooter, he didn't stop shooting until somebody shot him. So what people will say is, see, what he just said is true because good people with guns stopped him. It's just, I forget what they call that device where it's sort of like you change the argument.
Yeah.
If he never had the gun in the first place, there would be no need for good men to have the gun to go and shoot him.
Exactly.
Here's like what I need you to see and take this throughout your life. Like people do think that. People do think in those patterns.
Too many people.
But you have to deal with it. You have to figure out how to communicate with this person or a person who feels something like that. Who you don't see the logic in. But here's the thing. They're here just like you are. They have just as many rights as you do. How do you convince him in what you see as his error? Right? Or you either have to convince people who think that way to your point of view or somehow go around those people. And a lot of times you can't go around. You have to persuade. You have to talk. You have to understand. You have to kind of put yourself in that person's shoes. Now, it's very hard.
But that's what these people are not doing. Like,
yeah, but I mean,
what victim of a school shooting, whether it was an actual person, a student that witnessed it, or a family member, a friend who lost somebody in a school shooting, I have never seen one of those people who've experienced it up front be like, yeah, but like we should still keep our guns. Nobody has said that. So he is not being empathetic at all. He's also not being smart. What he said was embarrassing to hear. Like, the secondhand embarrassment was so real when he was saying, yeah.
I've never heard that phrase before, secondhand embarrassment.
Really?
Never once.
I hear that all the time.
Really?
But anyway, like, okay, well, so clearly shootings are a problem, and I can understand their frustration. Who says that? Yeah, I know your kid got shot. I can see your frustration. First mistake. Second mistake was when he said, we just need good people with guns to hurt the bad people with guns. There's no sound.
So this whole time, there's been no sound, Shree.
We've been here for an hour.
It should be sound, though. Like, it's sound on our end. I don't know.
Well, how old are those comments?
I don't know.
Everyone says no sound. Is this supposed to do something?
No. Oh, well, we'll see.
All right, well, maybe I'll tell you what. We have no sound.
All right, so we won't keep going Facebook Live if there's no sound. But so I don't know. Let's wrap it in a bow. We'll post a video later. What should we do, Shree?
It's everybody knows what we have to do. Everybody, regardless of how they feel, they know exactly what we have to do. Yet, people who want to keep their guns are going to be like, oh, well, we could do this or we could do that. They know what we have to do.
Right.
It's such a simple fix.
Okay.
It's a simple fix. Everybody knows what we have to do.
So I had one idea. I said, listen, you know what? You can have your assault rifle. But if you buy an assault rifle, all assault rifles have to be manufactured with some kind of homing device, some kind of homing beacon. And it has to have a home. So if it, like, for instance, it has to have a place where once, like, there's a home beacon and then there's the beacon on the gun. And once it moves a certain distance from that home beacon, it alerts the local authorities. Right? So the local authorities knows that one of these guns is on the move. We're going to, you know what I mean? At least that's something. We know that an assault rifle is now moving from its original location. Now, I put that out there on, like, you know, one of the social medias and said, oh, we can't do that because all the problems and all of the logistics and, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, see, people don't have the will to change this.
Yeah, people are all talk.
So.
Can they hear sound?
I don't know. So whatever, we'll end this, Shree. You got anything else to say? We talked about guns. Because I have no idea why there's no sound.
Be safe in the storm.
Be safe in the storm. Be safe in the storm. Okay, that's good. Peace to the peoples. I say peace to the peoples.
Peace to the peoples.
Jeez, man, come on.
Oh, wait.
Okay. Wait, what? Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm thinking about getting another ear piercing, and I'd like to know any suggestions as to where on the ear. So everyone has this one right here, and I also have this one.
You know, I have my ear pierced. See, I was wearing an earring the other day. Did
yeah, I know.
Okay.
So we could go get our ears re-pierced together.
Okay. We'll
so I'm thinking maybe right here. Oh, no. Maybe a third one. Is that
we've been
too
talking
clunky?
for 40 minutes. That's really interesting.
And we've been silent for 40 minutes.
Yeah, well.
I want to watch Step Up High Water.
All right, I already gave my outro. Peace to the people again, man. We're gonna try to fix the sound and repost this video.
Bye.
All right.